Do you think the Super73 Z1 is the right bike for you?
This hub motor is pretty good.
That's coming right up. Hey everyone, my name is Rick Cordero. Welcome to RunPlayBack, where we help you with video and tech tips to lead a more efficient and affordable lifestyle. Let's be creative and save money at the same time. Today, I'm going to show you the Super73 Z1 electric motorbike. The Z1 is one of the most popular bikes in the Super73 lineup. From its minimalist design aesthetic to the extremely fun ride, Super73 has introduced a bike that opens up a whole new market that may have been hesitant about riding an e-bike. In this video, I'll discuss the features and let you know whether the Super73 Z1 is worth the price. And just a reminder, my goal is to always be unbiased and transparent with my opinions. This video is not endorsed or sponsored by Super73, so let's get to it. Okay, so like most of you, I've been working from home and I wanted an affordable electric bike that I could use to commute or run errands around town. I also wanted an e-bike that my wife and daughter would feel comfortable using. And most of all, I wanted something to just kind of decompress and blow off some steam while riding around the neighborhood instead of being stuck at home all day. So here's what I like about the Z1. It is fun, plain and simple. So riding this thing is unlike any other experience I've had on an e-bike before. It's hard to pinpoint one exact thing about the Z1 that makes it feel this way, but after riding it for a few days, I think it's the combination of price and parts that Super73 has chosen that make it all work together seamlessly. Now, assembly is as easy as installing the fork, the pedals, and charging the battery. I've tried other e-bike kits that require a little bit more intuition and bike maintenance skills, but the Z1 is about as plug and play as it gets. The Tektro disc brakes work really well despite the weight, which is about 56 pounds. The display and throttle is as minimalist as it gets, with only 3 indicator lights. The jet black frame and the teal seat really pop out in person. The paint is glossy black and the teal is vibrant, which makes for a visually striking colorway. Another great part of the design is the size. It can easily be lifted in and out of a mid-sized SUV or carried up a few flights of stairs. This would be a really difficult task with some of the larger models. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, the seat and the battery combination. Now, aesthetically, it's a great piece of design that's just so clever it's not even noticeable. And I mean that in a good way. The bike kind of draws your attention by the sum of its parts as opposed to one specific thing, such as a big fat battery sitting on an e-bike frame. Is it an e-bike? Is it a fat bike? Is it a moped? It's like kind of all those things, which is why I appreciate the effort that went into the design. As far as range goes, it's rated to get about 20 miles. Now, I've been able to do at least 10 miles riding downtown and back home. Now, this is more than enough for my needs, which right now is just blowing off steam and decompressing, riding around. If I'm going somewhere more than 20 miles away, I'm probably driving there. I'm not using an electric bike, so range is not an issue for me. Now, here's what I don't like, and this may or may not be a deal breaker for most people. The seat and the battery combo is not removable. And I use air quotes here because technically it is removable with only a few screws holding it to the frame. So the first thing I did was remove those screws and make it removable, and I added some, industrial Velcro to hold it against the frame. So it sits tight inside the frame, so I'm not really worried about it bouncing around. Now, I could charge the battery indoors without having to take the whole bike inside. It's not the best DIY solution, but it is something that wouldn't permanently alter the Z1. Now, Super73 could have made something just as simple, but that could have probably increased the price margin or possibly cannibalized the upper tier models. Now, you'll sometimes see these weird design decisions, usually made by camera companies, where a small feature is purposely omitted even though it can create a better user experience. Making the removable battery a thing on the Z1 should have happened. I'm just gonna leave it there. Now, the performance was very surprising for me. I'm not a big guy, I weigh only 130 pounds, but the torque on the Z1 was still more than I expected. The 500-watt rear hub motor has much more pull than my current DIY mid-drive e-bike. With its big 20 by 4-inch tires, it can roll just about over anything, especially on these Midwest streets. You can easily transition from asphalt to grass or dirt and back again. However, you'll definitely feel everything because of the lack of suspension. The fat tires absorb most of the bumps, but not all of it. So just be aware of the terrain when you're riding around. As the most affordable model in the Super 73 lineup, the Z1 has a weird reputation as being a beginner's bike, or it's only for girls. And I think that's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. The Z1's price model really hits that competitive sweet spot for what people can afford and how much they would actually use it. At slightly over 1K, the Z1 can easily be reimbursed by saving money on gas or parking. And one thing to remember is that, like cars, e-bikes are not investments. They depreciate each time you ride. So spending over 2K on an electric bike is like buying a new car. It's an ego thing, and that's fine. It's okay. People like that. But the real value of a product like this depends on the lifestyle of the owner, someone who will use it to become more productive. So for someone like me, who has a little DIY experience, lives close to downtown, and gets daily practical and recreational use out of it, the Z1 is a really good purchase. But I would never call it an investment, right? It's more of a lifestyle choice that I'm really fortunate enough to afford. And in the future, if I decide to upgrade it, there's plenty of mounting points and aftermarket parts to do so. So if you're looking for an e-bike with lots of style, power, and a large cult following, the Super 73 is a solid recommend. If you want to dive into more video and tech tips, click the links on the side, and remember to like and subscribe so I can help you make informed decisions on tech. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.